What if I told you that right now, as you're listening to this, there's a silent epidemic affecting over 90% of men worldwide, and they don't even know it's happening? Picture this. John, a healthy 45-year-old executive, thought his occasional bathroom trips during the night were just part of getting older. 6 months later, he was facing a devastating diagnosis that could have been prevented if he had recognized one crucial warning sign. The shocking truth is that there's one specific symptom that men consistently ignore, dismiss, or rationalize away, and it's costing them their health, their relationships, and in some cases, their lives. Today, I'm going to reveal the one prostate symptom that acts like a canary in a coal mine, warning you about serious issues brewing beneath the surface. But here's where it gets really interesting, and why you need to stay with me through this entire presentation. This symptom isn't what most doctors will tell you to watch for, and it's certainly not what you'll find in typical medical literature. What I am about to share comes from cutting-edge research and decades of clinical experience working with men who thought they were perfectly healthy, until this one sign revealed the truth. The medical establishment has been focusing on the wrong symptoms for decades. While they tell you to watch for difficulty urinating or frequent nighttime bathroom trips, they're missing the most critical early warning sign that appears months, sometimes even years before traditional symptoms show up. This early indicator is so subtle that most men attribute it to stress, aging, or lifestyle changes. But what they do want to realize is that this seemingly innocent symptom is actually their body's desperate attempt to sound the alarm about what's happening deep within their prostate gland. But before I reveal this game-changing information, you need to understand why this matters more than you might think, and how this connects to everything else we're going to discuss. The prostate gland, roughly the size of a walnut, sits at one of the most critical junctures in a man's body. It's positioned right below the bladder, surrounding the urethra like a protective sleeve. This strategic location means that even the smallest changes in the prostate can have massive ripple effects throughout your entire system. And here's the part that will shock you. Modern science has discovered that prostate health is directly connected to your cardiovascular system, your hormonal balance, your energy levels, and even your mental clarity. The symptom I'm talking about doesn't happen in your bathroom. It doesn't involve pain or discomfort in the traditional sense. Instead, it shows up in a place you'd never expect, affecting an aspect of your life that you probably never connected to prostate health. This is why it's so dangerous and why so many men miss it completely. They're looking in the wrong direction while their body is desperately trying to get their attention. What makes this even more concerning is that once this symptom appears, you typically have a window of 6 to 18 months before more serious symptoms begin to manifest. The research behind this discovery is absolutely fascinating and connects to information that most men never learn about their own bodies. You see, your prostate doesn't operate in isolation. It's part of an intricate network that includes your lymphatic system, your endocrine system, and your nervous system. When one part of this network starts to malfunction, it sends signals through unexpected pathways. These signals often show up as changes in sleep patterns, but not in the way you might think. We're not talking about waking up to urinate. We're talking about something much more subtle that affects the quality of your sleep, your dream patterns, and your morning energy levels. This sleep-related symptom is so overlooked that even sleep specialists rarely connect it to prostate health. Yet, when you understand the biochemical cascade that happens when your prostate starts to enlarge or become inflamed, the connection becomes crystal clear. The prostate produces specific compounds that directly influence your sleep architecture. When these compounds become imbalanced, they don't just affect your prostate, they disrupt your entire sleep cycle in ways that most men never recognize as being related to prostate health. This is crucial information that builds on what we've discussed, and there's so much more you need to know to protect yourself. Here's where the story becomes even more compelling and why everything we've covered so far is just the foundation for what comes next. The traditional medical approach treats prostate symptoms after they become obvious and disruptive. But what if there was a way to identify and address prostate issues years before they become serious? What if you could actually reverse early prostate problems using nothing more than specific natural compounds and targeted lifestyle modifications? The research I'm about to share will completely change how you think about prostate health, but it requires understanding some fascinating connections that most men never learn about. The breakthrough comes from understanding that your prostate doesn't just randomly start having problems. There are specific triggers, identifiable patterns, and predictable progressions that happen long before you notice any traditional symptoms. These triggers are hiding in plain sight, embedded in daily routines and lifestyle choices that seem completely unrelated to prostate health. For instance, there's a common morning ritual that 95% of men do without thinking that's actually accelerating prostate inflammation. There's also a popular health supplement that most men take for energy, that's directly contributing to prostate enlargement. But here's the most shocking part, and this is where everything we've discussed starts to come together in a way that will transform your understanding. The supplement industry has been marketing prostate products based on outdated research from the 1980s and 90s. Meanwhile, cutting-edge studies from leading universities have identified 3 specific natural compounds that are so effective at supporting prostate health that pharmaceutical companies are trying to synthesize them into patentable drugs. These compounds work by addressing the root cause of prostate problems, not just masking the symptoms. What makes this information so powerful is that these compounds don't just support prostate health. They create a cascade of positive effects throughout your entire body. Men who start using these compounds correctly report improvements in energy, mental clarity, sleep quality, and overall vitality within just 2 to 3 weeks. The key is understanding the precise dosages, the optimal timing, and the specific combinations that maximize their effectiveness. This isn't about taking random supplements and hoping for the best. This is about following a scientifically backed protocol that works with your body's natural healing mechanisms. The 3 compounds I'm referring to have been used in traditional medicine for centuries, but modern science has finally unlocked the secrets of why they're so effective. The first compound works by inhibiting a specific enzyme that's responsible for converting testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, the hormone that drives prostate enlargement. The second compound acts as a powerful anti-inflammatory agent that specifically targets prostate tissue. The third compound enhances the absorption and effectiveness of the other 2, creating a synergistic effect that's far more powerful than any single ingredient alone. But understanding these compounds is just the beginning. The real breakthrough comes from learning how to optimize their effectiveness through specific dietary modifications and lifestyle changes that most men never consider. There are certain foods that can either amplify or completely neutralize the benefits of these compounds. There are specific times of day when your body is primed to absorb and utilize these nutrients most effectively. There are even particular forms of physical activity that can enhance their absorption and distribution throughout your prostate tissue. This is exactly why you need to continue watching, because what I'm about to reveal next will show you how to implement this protocol correctly. The difference between success and failure often comes down to understanding these subtle but critical details. Men who follow this protocol correctly see remarkable improvements, while those who miss these key points see little to no benefit. The margin for error is smaller than you might think, but the rewards for getting it right are absolutely life-changing.